just us laughing.
It's fine, they won't have a clue why we're laughing, which is absolutely fine. You don't want anyone to know why we're laughing. Right off the bat of this stream laughter. Jenny embarrassed herself, but we'll not go into detail.
It's fine. Hello, everybody.
Yep. We are live, aren't we?
We are live.
It's just obviously that delay between us
and them.
Means that it's taking a sec for the chat to actually react like we're here.
Yeah.
Anyway, how we all doing up in the chat?
Up in the chat, wherever you are in the world. How is everything? How's life?
Are you asking me? Are you asking
I'm asking the chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously this is not the day we were planning to do the stream. Usually we do it on a Saturday, but Saturday just ended up a fucking shit show. So
terrible, actually.
Yeah, we just needed kind of a night of not doing this. Not because there's anything wrong with doing this, but we were just not in the right headspace whatsoever because of Christmas related news. If you're in the UK,
COVID.
You know.
Yeah, if you know, you know.
So, yeah.
But just as we usually do, obviously this live stream is going to have spoilers, so if you have not seen chapter 7 of this volume, then now is the time to be
getting your butt out of
now,
here.
because yeah, this is not a spoiler-free zone. We will be discussing the episode in full. So
confirmed off the bat that this episode was not planned to be a hiatus. Like, it was not planned to be the mid-season finale. So that is kind of where we're at with it. If people were expecting like insane things to happen, I think insane things kind of did happen, but yeah, I think some people maybe set themselves up a little bit too much for this one.
I think at the very least what we can agree on is this was arranged keeping in mind that we were going to have a 1 to 2 week break over Christmas. So this is like a good place to end it for like a 2 week break. Obviously we've got a month and a half, which is a long break, but if it means keeping the staff well and safe and not overworked, then cool.
And also remember that, like, obviously it gives them a little bit more time to finish the volume up and ensures that we'll have RWBY a little bit longer than we usually would in the year. We'll have it into March, which is not something we usually ever have, which is quite nice. As much as I would have loved to have had it over the rest of winter, because I think January is going to be worse now than it was before.
We're going straight into Tier 4 unboxing day here.
Nobody knows what that is if they're not in the UK.
Well, yeah, that's true. Tier 4 is basically lockdown.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's all fun and games on this end, so would it be nice to have RWBY just to kind of break that up now that that's guaranteed that we're basically in lockdown again for
a
inevitable. But hey, it's fine.
I mean, it's good to get a break for us, I guess, just content-wise. Like, I might try and do some more long-formy content. We'll see. We don't have the PC. If you were here last week, you'll know the PC is dead, so...
But the PC was picked up on Tuesday.
Yeah.
I think.
So now the Mac is the only way to edit things, and it takes so long to export video on it, and it makes me want to die.
Yeah. Yeah, it does take a long time.
So, as much as the break is, like, annoying in its own little ways for... obviously our sanity a little bit.
But it's also good because we need the PC back to make sure that this runs extremely smoothly.
For the rest of the volume. And also we have 7 episodes left, which is crazy. Like, this was only chapter 7. It really, really had the feelings of like a chapter 11.
Yeah, this had
vibe.
like a last 3 episodes of the volume feeling. And not only that, but we had confirmation from Eddie that this was the tame half of the volume. I don't know what that means, Eddie, but thanks.
I mean, I know what it means. It means that we're in for a hell of a second half, and I'm hyped about it, but God, what are they going to throw at us if this was the tame half? I mean, they've set lots and lots of things up, much of which was touched upon in this chapter, thankfully.
Yep.
So OBS doesn't pull a penny.
Yeah.
Alright, shall we jump in then?
Yes. Let's start the discussion.
Yeah.
So, we opened up with some fields. And if anyone's seen the reaction, I was like, fields? Where the hell are we? Forgetting that Atlas would have fields on it. So
yeah, well, it's self-sustainable, which is why they're like, we'll just float away, we'll be cute.
Yeah, we'll just float up into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
Is that
So
right?
yes.
Yeah.
What?
Stratosphere? I think it's right.
Yeah. So why are you asking me? Such a weird thing to ask me.
Because I get things wrong quite a lot. Because my brain's like words.
Words? What those?
So.
But then, yeah, we have basically the might of the Atlas military, or what remains of it, facing off against ya boy Richard, and a lot of Grimm. And these poor soldiers,
they're scared.
I
He
wonder.
was, like, jittering.
Oh, they were scared, but I wonder if some of them have even seen like frontline action before. Like, I get the feeling
Do you
probably
know,
not.
that's kind of what I was talking to you about yesterday after we watched the episode. Like, it kind of made me feel like the military police of Attack on Titan, when like things actually do start to happen and they're like, what the fuck, I don't know what to do. Like, this gave me similar vibes, so I feel like they actually don't.
Yeah, they've had the training but not actually the experience.
Yeah, they've had the training but they've never actually had to face off against this, because they've got their shields. Probably the most that they have to deal with is like actual conflict in Atlas.
Yeah.
So
I'm a damn simp for the hay bales. They look so good. You know what? Not the hay bales, but you know the grass? The blades of grass were like really detailed in the fields, which was something I noticed like right away, because the details level is so much higher in this volume.
The detail level for this volume is absolutely insane. Like, I was even talking to Kelly about it earlier, like the running animation. Like, if you look at the running animation in like volume 1 where Blake runs away from the group because she's outed herself as being part of the White Fang, to the way that they run now, wow.
Atlas has the best and most efficient military. Death Whale appears. I mean, basically, like, I'm sure that no training can prepare you for this and experience. Like, there's never been a situation like this. But yeah, I do get the feeling that some of the people that were out here, like, probably have not actually faced much Grimm, really. Because they have the shields. So, like, aerial Grimm wouldn't be an issue for people on Atlas.
No.
And they're above the ground, so ground level Grimm, again, not really an issue for Atlas.
No, not at all.
And you definitely get that vibe in this episode.
Oh, yeah.
So then we have there's the beautiful grass blades.
Yep.
Country roads, take me home.
You're sort of wheat, if you will.
You're sort of wheat.
Wheat.
Yes, which gets trampled by these really cool shadowy sabers. I like the sort of shadow effect that they did of them, because they are freshly spawned Grimm.
Yeah.
So they have like a sort of ethereal, shadowy presence as they run, rather than being like fully solid, because they're like brand new babies.
They're brand new babies.
And they just want to kill things. Yeah. So this was a really nice shot. It does look like they kind of farm it with robots. That would probably make sense.
Yeah, it probably is robots.
They got lots of robots.
Why would they get farmers when they could just use robots?
Or faunus. Oh.
Now we've got obviously our upgraded paladins.
Yeah, which we've not seen since volume 3. Don't think so.
No, I don't think we have.
Not since one absolutely decked Velvet in volume 3.
Yeah, that's right. The Fall of Beacon. So like, if we've got that wrong, correct us. But I think this is the first time that we've seen the paladins since volume 3. So.
Did we get a screenshot?
Oh my
of the
god! I
sulfurfish?
don't know if I did get a screenshot of the sulfurfish. I didn't notice it.
Oh, that's bad.
That is bad.
We got a screenshot of the apathy, but I don't know if we got one of the sulfurfish.
No.
Yeah.
Someone tag me in it on Twitter
yes,
so I can see
so
it.
we can look.
Because I've missed it.
Yeah. After watching all those shots and details, it makes sense that there's a long break. They're doing lots this volume.
Yeah, the way that things are right now, like, shout out to RWBY for, like, the actual way that they've been able to put this together, considering that there's been a lockdown and they've been working from home for a very long time. This is remarkably done. Really remarkably done.
Yeah.
Thanks, Winter.
Let's see.
That's damn.
They're really hard to see, to be fair.
Yeah.
Real hard to see. And to be fair, I was so distracted by the apathy. Because the apathy had a real, like
the apathy
model,
looked disgusting.
Model shoot, Instagrammable picture of the apathy.
Yeah.
Like, very, very nice. aesthetic it had going on.
Oh yeah.
And then we have I mean, you know what? Actually, Richard, he got the best shots of the episodes. He had so many good shots of Richard.
So many brilliant shots of Richard just to show the scale.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, he truly is a big chongus, and
if I ever did see a big chongus.
You ever saw a chongus?
Yeah.
This one is the strongest chong among all the chonguses.
Yeah.
They did the scale shots really well, like the way that they framed and placed. I keep saying Richard because he is Richard.
He is Richard
against the buildings and against the Grimm and against the soldiers and the army. Like really, really told you the scale, because obviously we've seen him sort of floating about and we've seen him near mountains and we've seen him floating near Atlas, but when you put him against like
when
actual
you put him
objects,
on something,
yeah,
and like the way, like not only the scaling of it, but like the lighting around it as well, and so cool.
Yeah,
just so well done.
Big Rich.
He is Big Rich.
He is, and he's just producing lots of babies from his mouth.
Many babies. Well, he's not doing it, but
well, he is. It's his goop.
Well, yeah, but he's not the one in control of it.
So yeah, we have some cool sabers. Lots of them. They're pretty easy to kill, but they're fast and seem to be quite quick at spawning.
Oh yeah, real quick. And then we've got the disgusting,
what a good shot. I'm so glad we got this, because we obviously only got like the one peeking over a shoulder last episode, and now we got a beautiful shot of one pulling itself out of the goop. And also, like, definitely a little bit of an improvement on the apathy animation and just look generally from Volume 6 too.
The unhinged jaw just like flapping about.
Yeah.
Scary, because you don't see anyone like that.
Mr. Lanky.
He's Mr. Wanky.
Mr. Wanky?
Yeah,
I hope he's
like
not
lanky.
Mr. Wanky. Fuck. What's this apathy up to? He's like, I'm not here to fight, I'm just here to do other things.
I'm so glad you're amused. And then another scaling shot.
Have you seen those arms?
Nope. Another scaling shot of Richard with the airborne Grimm being released into Atlas.
This is why I joined the chat too.
Listen, I'm really sorry. Like, there was one time that someone pointed out when we first got Jorah how like bony he was because he was so young, and I was like, yeah, he's just like a bony boner. So like, this is just something that my brain does because it just doesn't process how it can come out.
So what you're really getting from that is that Seni has a fixation on phallic objects and manages to use all kinds of variations on that kind of terminology.
I mean, for a lesbian, that doesn't sound good.
I peaked the audio because I was laughing right into the microphone. But yeah, we got some good scale shots here. Look how small the little fly Grimm are coming out of his mouth.
Compared to his teeth.
Yeah, actually,
his teeth are
them
big.
teethies. He could just munch a building if he wanted to.
Yeah, like, could you imagine if a person, like a paladin, ended up in that mouth? You just get crushed.
I mean, a paladin got fucked by one of the Goliaths anyway.
That's true.
Which, actually, all of this, so well put together. I think they've definitely, as much as Genlock sounds like it was a total shit show in terms of production and crunch and whatnot, there's clearly been some lessons learned about scale shots, and you see that also farther into this episode with the city, because this is really, really well done. Very, very, as you said, like Infinity War vibes in terms of scaling stuff.
Infinity War vibes.
Yeah.
No one is safe from phallic shapes, not even lesbians.
That's true.
Listen, I'm sorry. What do you want?
What do you want? And then we obviously cut to
Angie Cat.
Angie Cat.
That's what I'm referring to him as now.
Ironwood, who's watching all of this go on, unable to really defend the city at this point because they're already on the city, and his whole ploy was just to kind of float the city away from the danger. So it wasn't really prepared for a land invasion, which you can kind of see here. It has some pretty tall walls, but lots of these Grimm can fly, so not really much good.
Hell puns, I'm gonna jump in here and just raise it one step further. You said Richard and his best bud, Mr. Wanky, but what about Dick and his best bud, Mr. Wanky?
I thought you were moaning at me for this earlier. You literally moaned at me for this, and now you're getting in on it. So what's tea?
Anyways.
So yeah, he's very angry.
Angie Jimmy. And then we have further Angie Jimmy.
Oh yeah.
A real
That's
Angie.
a good grab you got.
Thanks! I'm really proud of it. It's when he shouted, "No!"
No!
And I just thought it was great.
This sub has too much lettuce.
Seriously, right in front of my salad?
Yeah. Yeah, he's not happy, and he gives a pretty crucial bit of information, though, which I wonder, which will probably come back to bite him in the ass, is that he orders every citizen in Atlas to evacuate into the subway network. Didn't know that Atlas had a subway network, but it's a big rock cluster, so...
And it did say, like, closed until further notice on the subway, so it makes me feel like it's not finished.
No, I think it was probably closed because of, like, the stuff that was going on in Mantle.
Maybe.
But
anyway.
Or maybe it wasn't finished. I don't know. I feel like they would definitely have something like that going because of how advanced they are. But I'm going to guess it just, like, goes to the rock cluster because they are floating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a good idea, probably, because as someone, I think, pointed out on Twitter, I cannot remember who. There's so many things being pointed out about what might happen that I'm sorry if I'm saying someone's idea that I can't remember their username. But the suggestion that perhaps the apathy, since they like kind of dark places and they can't move quickly, like slowly lumber into the subway network, which could make for a really scary, chilling scene and very bad for those civilians.
Well, especially because everyone's going to be in there panicking.
Yeah.
So it's going to attract Grimm anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, your charger's not plugged
And also, we have those little burrowing Grimm that we saw take down
the centipede.
Yeah, we saw those guys take down the hard light shield, so I'm pretty sure they'll be able to burrow into the subway too, without too much difficulty. Yeah. I can't see it going well, and I hope that I do kind of think we might get a really creepy apathy scene, because they just don't make sense as like an onslaught kind of force. It makes more sense for them to just wander into places and get like stragglers. Yeah. Especially the subway network. Oh, it's all a big yikes, isn't it? So then we got, the subway network here, with all the little ants fleeing in, really.
Yeah, like, honestly, the scaling of this, again, fantastic, because, like, you can see the subway entrance. Mm-hmm. There's just all of these tiny, tiny humans that are just running.
Why is there a message retracted in the chat?
Sometimes people delete messages. Oh. That happens.
And then we had this really cool shot of lots and lots of people floaty Grimm.
Yeah, but not only that, like, a really interesting thing to point out is that, like, Atlesians really have no idea what's going on because they're just chilling, having picnics.
This is the worst part. There's no way that the stuff with Mantle is not, like, wall-to-wall coverage in Atlas, but they're so apathetic and disconnected from the people of Mantle below them might as well be the other side of the world. Like, that is the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this, is they don't care at all.
Yeah, exactly.
They're just like, oh yeah, it'll just sort itself out or they'll all die. Like, I mean, they're literally having picnics, whilst we've seen for episode upon episode now that Mantle has had its heating shut off, people have froze to death, and now obviously attacked by Grimm, like...
And now they're all, like, stuck in one place.
The situation is terrible down there, and it's been abandoned. Yeah. But these people up here are having like afternoon tea and picnics and stuff. It's just pretty fucked. Like, what? Pretty fucked. It does make, I mean, obviously I don't think it's good that civilians die, but it just makes you realise, I mean, obviously, again, based on what we saw with Cinder, how fucked Atlas society actually is. Yeah. Like, it's so unaware of like the suffering of people that are lower class, I guess. Yeah. Like the Faunus or just the poor, the orphans. Yeah, it doesn't seem like a very good society to model after.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
And then we cut to the boys in a ship.
Oh yeah.
The boys in a ship.
All the boys in a ship. There's so many good things about the airship scene here. Obviously they've chosen to peace out from finding Penny for the moment. So happy with this chapter. Aww. Not there yet, but the May stuff gave me confidence to finally come out as trans to everyone. Hope you're all doing well.
That's so nice.
That is very wholesome.
I really hope that you're so happy. Like, I'm so happy that you wanted to share this with us because it's such a good moment in your life to finally, like, feel like you're comfortable with yourself. So not only would it have taken a lot of guts to sort of come out to the people around you, but even just to put it out there to a bunch of strangers, really.
I think, to be fair, you're probably one of the most, like, supportive chats that you could be.
Yeah.
In this particular fandom for coming out as trans, and I'm glad. We will obviously talk about it when we get to it, but I'm very glad that this happened in the episode and it was, like, explicit and actually, well, I thought handled pretty well, but it wasn't really for me to judge.
No, of course, but I'm glad that it was handled so well that you got the confidence that you needed to be, like, true to yourself. So.
Just laughing because someone's pointed out in the chat that the hat is, like, in the perfect position above your head, and it is. Oh my god. You can never escape being Neil.
I'm always Neil.
That is so funny.
Hang on. What if I lean back a little bit?
Nice.
To scale.
Come back. Yeah, so we have the airship and we have the lads. Hilariously, Yang is flanked by both Vine and Elm, who, if you remember rightly, from Volume 7, were the two people that she and Blake absolutely destroyed.
Yeah. I think it's so funny because of the 5, technically, because of Winter, Aesop's. Winter is
between Ren
and Jean, but then she gets up and leaves them just sitting there. But they never move away from Yang because they know not to underestimate her.
Yeah. It's so funny that they felt the need that they had to, like, put her, like, in the naughty seat basically between them.
In the bad boy seat.
Yeah, because, and they were right, to be fair.
They were so right.
Because she was the most
dangerous, I would say.
Well, I guess, like, she was not listening to anything they had to say, really.
Yeah. I'm just making it a little bigger.
Make it as big as you want.
Oh, thanks. Just so I can see it a little bit.
And then we jump to the order
boys.
from Ironwood to Winter, who informs him that Penny is MIA.
But they have the
apprehended
boys.
Xiaolong, Ark,
and
Lyren. Did she say Lyren or did she say Ren? I think she said Ren.
I don't know.
I think she said Ren. Because his surname is technically Ren. But everyone calls him Ren anyway. Someone's gonna clarify. But anyway, she surnames all of them, and then Ironwood's like,
Ren. Yeah, it's Ren.
Yeah,
cool.
Good.
Thanks.
Keep them fugitives and don't let them out your sight.
Which obviously doesn't happen, but we'll get to that.
And then gives a pretty. Does she give the order in this? Does he give the order in this scene?
Not at this point.
No, I think it's a little bit later.
It's a little later.
Yang is like.
That's when Yang's like still following orders because she's getting too big for her boots.
Her booties.
I love her so much.
Yeah, and then Elm's like, shut up. Like,
Elm's like, oh my god, you're being flanked, shut up.
Do we have to muzzle you? It's like, that's the vibe I'm getting.
It's like your sock in your mouth, shut up.
Yeah.
And then the coolest scale shot of Richard.
Probably
this
one
is
of
when
the
he
best
gives the
shots
order.
of the volume.
Yeah.
Actually, just the scale again of Richard is ridiculous.
Amazing.
Yeah, and them talking about how they have tried to attack it from the outside, but it seems like basically impenetrable, and whatever needs to be done will need to be done from the inside.
Yep,
in
definitely.
the form of a big bomb.
Yeah, which you need to deliver on foot. That's what we were told here.
Yang being flanked and muzzled. Now that's an image I definitely need. Yeah, we have a very scared,
sad boys.
Yeah, face from Ren and from Jean, because they know that Oscar got taken into this whale.
And they pointed out that it's actually a lot bigger than they thought because they saw it in the sky, quite high up.
Yeah, far away.
Yeah,
and they don't have no idea what's happened to him since not good things, as we know.
And then
the audience.
Ren was like, yeah, that's where the Grimm took Oscar. And Vine was like, I'm going to be a wee dick. Grimm don't take orders. And Yang was like, fuck you.
Like, the Vine actually is, like, he does think he's the Grimm expert in the show.
He does think he is.
Yeah.
Doesn't he?
And he was like, I know that Grimm don't take prisoners. What are you talking about? And Yang's
yeah, he's
like,
the lore keeper for Grimm in the RWBY verse. And Yang's like, you know fucking nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Sir, we can't harm it, Richard Too Thick. Yeah, the clap of his ass is impenetrable. But yeah, she was not having it.
No.
Because obviously they literally saw Oscar get taken.
Richard has a tummy ache.
He will. And then we have Winter, like, getting the order to that they're basically going to design a bomb, but they're basically making a bomb right now, and that bomb is going to be delivered as close as they can get it to the whale, and that Winter's team are going to have to put it inside and detonate it on foot. Which sounds to me like a sort of no going back mission, like this mission is probably going to result in your death kind of mission.
Yeah.
So that is obviously...
If you're not careful, because we don't know who is going to detonate it, like if it just detonates, or if it's like a remote detonation.
But it's likely that they would get killed. Like,
yeah.
It's a very, very dangerous mission, and one that Ironwood probably doesn't expect them to survive.
No.
And one that Winter probably doesn't expect to survive either, to be honest, given the shape that she's into, despite all of the braces and things that she's got
but the
on.
braces can only do so much, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway.
I suppose you could launch it into the whale hanger things, but I don't know if you'd get it in far enough. I think this thing's gonna have to go, like, right in the middle, this bomb.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably put it on the side and do some damage, but also those flaps might just close up.
Yeah. And also, like you pointed out, like, if they do put a bomb in Richard and it does work and it does detonate, then it just puts Grimm goop everywhere. So now you're overrun with Grimm, too.
Yeah, but I do think they'll still need to kill Richard.
They do.
You gotta kill
I
Richard.
can't believe that Richard has the worst death flags.
He has such big death flags. For such a big lad, he surprisingly has the biggest death flag. I do think Winter will survive, but yeah, I think that she doesn't expect it for sure.
No.
Oh, you got this great screen grab.
Remember
actually.
the Oregon whale explosion?
Yeah, no, I showed you about the Oregon whale explosion.
Literally
recently,
like a month ago.
Yeah, recently I was like, you don't know about this? So that's the vibes that I'm getting. It's like,
I'm so glad you did, because I wouldn't have known that.
All this whale goop going everywhere.
Yeah. I'm glad that I got this too, because it was real fast.
Yeah, so Yang is like furious at this order because, yeah, Oscar's in there, and if they're putting a bomb in there, Oscar is basically just going to die.
He's dead. Yeah.
And that's not G.
It's not G's. He's part of the team now.
And for Elm and Vine are having to hold her back.
This isn't the first time that they've had to hold her back.
Yeah.
This is the second time, I think, but it's definitely not the last.
And it's like the fourth time that Yang's been arrested. She's got quite a record.
She does have quite a record as a vigilante.
And then we have this nice shot of Winter's hand trembling with the kind of weight of her decisions here.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, if she does want to help Oscar, she's going to go against Ironwood's orders. And obviously what the rest of the guys are saying to her is getting through to her.
Someone lives right next to where the whale explosion happened.
No. Vine fears Yang 100%. I think he would be a little bit scared of her. She really slammed him into the ground. And he looked pretty spooked about it.
Yeah. Well, a Grimm expert would.
Yeah. And then we have this lovely transition to Salem basically conducting
like a piano
the demise of Atlas as she moves Richard and all the Grimm goop around, and it's just having a good time about it. She's that extra, and she really is that dramatic.
Extra, but she's the one that's controlling the flow. I can't remember if I got a screenshot of that.
I think you did. You did. There you go.
Yeah, she's the one that's controlling when the goop goes out.
The goop goes out.
When it
the
leaves.
Goop goes in and the goop goes out. Goop goes in and you shake it on the bed. That's an old weird reference.
Yeah.
The
real bad.
A hokey. So yeah, she's having she's
a whale of a time.
She's having a whale of a time. She's living her best life. But whilst she's very involved in her performance, Emerald is doing a little sneak around the whale, and if she didn't think that Salem was insane, she definitely does now.
Yeah.
And she already did think that Salem was insane.
That's because she is.
I mean, I always remember Emerald's reaction to Volume 3 when Cinder was like, this is great, as people were just dying.
Yeah, people were like dying in the streets, and Emerald was like, this is really sad. And Cinder was like, yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Yeah, and Mercury's just like, let me put some filters on this.
Mercury's like, you're doing amazing, sweetie.
Yeah. So she's never been on board with this level of, I guess, genocide, basically. So it's not surprising that she's still, considering how Salem's also treated Cinder on top of this, she's really not G on the whale cult.
No.
What the hell was that, Sani?
Something fallen.
Congrats. Why are you such a disruptive presence in every live stream? If it's not you spilling tea on the hard drive, it's just...
That's literally not happened in ages.
Although
I could really go for some tea.
We never forget it. So Emerald sneaks past the seer Grimm using her semblance.
Very cool that she can use her semblance on a seer Grimm.
Yeah, well, I guess it's like...
Emerald being sus.
Nice. I hate it.
Fuck, if I've ever hated something in my life.
No, nobody remembers last week. What are you talking about? I didn't cause disruption. But, yeah. I guess that because the seer is essentially like Salem's brain a little bit sometimes, that she can just hop into it.
Yeah.
It's the same sort of idea that she can force it to see illusions.
Mm-hmm.
Because it has some kind of mind and consciousness. And then she sneak up to the door. I think that obviously this was important for her to like hear, because she may have some involvement in helping Oscar out. But also, I think it was just so that we know visually what the door looks like that Oscar's behind, because we haven't seen it yet. So now we know that.
Yeah.
For
Agree.
Hopefully when the boys do actually get there.
That's what I thought too, Ash. That the Grimm would have like a 360 kind of thing, but. Like you just pointed out, like unless Salem actually like jumps into its consciousness, maybe it doesn't actually see anything, it just kind of hangs around.
Yeah, I know that it has a 360, but Emerald's illusions can literally be that. They're like fully fledged.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if she could completely block everything it can see. Which actually is pretty cool of her semblance.
I sometimes forget that Emerald is Aladdin, and Aladdin does steal a lamp, so maybe she will. Maybe she won't.
And now those creepy Grimm hooks that we saw in the concept art for this basically torture chamber finally been put to good use.
Good use.
Poor Oscar is still hanging here.
Obviously this started with like a drop of blood falling from him to the ground. It's not a good situation to be in. He looks bad.
He does, but Ozpin's currently
Ozpin's fronting.
He's holding the wheel. He's Jesus. Yeah. And yeah, he's taking the damage and the pain, but that's still Oscar's body at the end of the day. So eventually Oscar's gonna go back in. Obviously he does come back in.
But eventually he's gonna go back in for longer and be like, I'm in so much pain, I'm only 15. I shouldn't have to go through pain like this.
I'm only 14, but my mind is older. Yeah. And Hazel's just going to town on him.
Yeah. And obviously Ozpin's trying to like convince Hazel at this point that Hazel's really not on the right side of all of this, and is like, why do you think Salem even chose you in the first place? Like,
well, I don't think that Hazel has ever talked to Ozpin, really.
No.
And certainly not for this length of time, so he's never actually had an opportunity to plant doubt in Hazel's mind like this.
No.
So he's taken that opportunity.
Yeah.
And we do find out some pretty interesting tea.
Hazel punching a child. Stop killing children, Ozpin. It's literally that meme of the guy shooting the guy and then being like, why do people do this? Someone get that stat.
But he is getting somewhere by the sounds of things.
He is, because Hazel's getting like real mad about it.
Yeah, well, you can tell when he gets more angry that's because he's hitting a nerve. And and maybe hitting a little bit too close to the truth, but we do get the tea that Hazel didn't initially comply with Salem and actually killed her multiple times.
Multiple times, and the longest she was away was only a couple of hours.
Before she basically reformed herself.
Mm-hmm.
Which kind of, again, might really fall into the theory I have about how to get rid of Salem, is that
Pocket dimension.
you kill her, but she's goop for a little bit, and you throw the goop in one of the vaults, the pocket dimensions that the relics are behind, and close the door.
It's either that or, like, they actually do manage to establish, like, they recover from this. They just put Salem in the pocket dimension to, like, hold her, and then they, like, fix the world, fix all its problems, and then put the relics together and be like, see, we did a good job, but she needs to go.
I wonder if, now that we've kind of had it confirmed that she can be destroyed for a little bit of time, how much it takes to destroy her. Because obviously Hazel's just one person.
Yeah,
so
like, he can use dust to, like, enhance, but...
So how much does it take to get her to, like...
die.
Goop form, I guess. Like, Grimm goop. And is it dictated by, like, how often it happens? Like, if it happens multiple times in a row, does it take longer to reform after each time that she dies?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I'm just spitballing, because I feel like they gave us that for a reason.
They did. They gave us that for a reason. No information is freely given at this point in the show.
No. Not without it to come to bite your butt later. And then, obviously, poor Oscar/Osman gets swung about on one of these Grimm hooks because he gets a pretty hard hit. Like,
I don't think that happens yet.
Yeah,
it is, because he's swinging.
Little bloody pinata. Except it's not like sweets that come out of him. It's tea.
It's tea.
And Hazel doesn't like the tea.
Real tea. But the tea is too scalding for Hazel.
Yeah.
Anyway, so then we move on to this really soft moment between Weiss and Nora, where Nora, unconscious, asks what she's even good for anyway. So, pretty angsty, but she's not conscious. I was worried that she was conscious, actually, and was now being like, what the fuck am I gonna do now? But it was just like an unconscious thought.
Is that the name of that ship?
What?
Nordic Winter?
Yeah, it's Nordic Winter.
I had no idea what it was called, but like, yeah, if you're into this ship, you must be thriving, because you're getting such like rare nuggets.
Fed. If I ever did see feeding.
Yeah.
But obviously, like, Weiss is doing her best to playing nurse, but...
She's an angel baby.
She's so good and so soft, she just is not a nurse, so...
No,
like, she's really struggling
trying.
with what she's supposed to do.
I imagine that at Beacon that they got some, like, mild, like, first aid kind of training, like, for the battlefield and stuff, but it's not enough for someone that's had such significant damage from electricity, and it potentially the stuff that hit her from the door is actually more than when she got hit by lightning and discovered her semblance for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it was probably more sustained and a higher voltage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously again she's still scarred, so that is definitely perma damage. We already knew it kind of was, but every episode they seem to show it and it's like, okay,
it's definitely not got any better.
Yeah,
like maybe it'll lessen so it won't be so like angry looking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like maybe the scars will fade a little bit so they're not like bright anymore. But
I gotta say that I really, really do think that the Schnee Manor has a really strong panic room somewhere.
It must.
So I do suspect, especially based on what Whitley does in this episode, that he and another lad that is reintroduced,
that we will discuss, but anyway,
will probably go into the panic room with Nora, because she's not going to be able to fight.
Yeah. So then the lads come back with tea and or coffee.
Both.
I mean, we know that Blake is definitely drinking tea, and that RWBY and Weiss prefer coffee, so maybe they're drinking coffee.
With a copious amount of sugar.
Yes.
For
obscene
RWBY.
amount.
Maybe there's some in there for Weiss, because she might need the kick.
She might need the blood sugar to keep her awake.
Because they've still not slept.
Yeah. But I thought this was actually kind of cute, like...
The way she holds the door.
The way that she walks in with the two, and then, like, kicks the door closed, and then their weapons are sitting in a row.
Honestly,
behind the door.
a talent. It's not easy to prop a door with your foot and hold like hot beverages without spilling some of the beverage.
Especially because those look like fine china.
Yeah.
So like one wrong move and that little like handle is snapping right off.
Yeah.
So.
And then we have this cute shot. They just all look really nice in this lighting with the fireplace and the storm outside.
Because they're having a wee discussion.
What?
They're having a wee discussion.
I mean, yeah.
But the lighting is real nice.
The lighting for this whole episode.
But I also really like what we might not have got in the old editing system, or maybe early into when we were using Maya, is the way that the light gets less when it gets to Blake, because Blake's further away from the fire, but Ruby's like more lit up from the orange of it, which is like such a small detail, but it really makes it feel like much more immersive because it feels more realistically done. Do you agree?
Sorry, I was totally distracted by the chat. I just
Why?
heard you talking about, I don't know. Sometimes you just stare at it and it's like staring into a void.
Yeah, it's because it keeps going.
Yeah,
It never ends.
It never ends. Actually, yeah, that's a fair point. If there's something you really want us to like talk about or think we need to see,
Yeah.
super chats are on. As per
Super
usual.
charts are on.
Super
so-
charts?
Super charts?
Super chats. Jeez.
Super chats. Because I was listening to the charts
You're-
earlier. Anyway.
Words are just not your.
They really aren't. My brain is just not.
My brain is just
No.
not.
It's just not working. But yeah, if there is anything that you want us to talk about or see or discuss,
Yeah.
fire in a super chat.
But I'm very much enjoying this team's like interactions.
Definitely. And then we've got sad boy.
Sad boy
Blake.
Blake, because they were worried about their friendos, but she almost Freudian slips. She's like, I'm worried about I hope they're okay.
I'm worried about them.
Yeah. And Weiss is just like, God damn it, woman, just say it.
Yeah, exactly. Big sad. And then I really love this shot here. The way that they've framed it between the window panels are so
Maybe
cool.
you can call it. Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, she's still not done it.
She's still not done it.
Yeah.
Still not. But Miss Steph, I think it was, that edit that you did, if you were in here, exquisite.
Oh, I forgot to link it up. That's sad.
I think about it all the time.
I'll maybe do it for when the first stream we do for the next part of the volume. Maybe throw that cool video in, because it's definitely worth it.
Yeah. It's very, very worth it. You are in here. Thank you so much for that edit. I'm going to retweet it right now for the people that haven't seen it.
It's good.
Because it's really good.
It's really good.
But yeah, the framing of this shot, exquisite. Love it.
We love to see it. And they're basically just talking about what the hell they're going to do, because that seems impossible odds. And they also specifically talk about Richard, because they can also see Richard, and Ruby pointing out that he's far bigger than a Leviathan, which we already kind of knew, but yeah, he's huge, and there's just no way to freeze a Grimm that size. It was already a huge effort to try and do it with your boy Lenny.
I have retweeted the edit if anyone wants to go and see it.
Yeah.
But it will be in the next live stream if you are willing to wait.
We have this really nice shot with the lightning flashes.
Really cool. I love that.
Yeah.
The fact that she was just staring down into a cup and then the lightning flash happened and then you could see her reflection back. The details in this tiny details are so good. Like, really good.
Yeah, it's the little things that do make the whole like episode just stand out a bit more, and the volume generally is just the attention to detail is so much higher than it's been in previous volumes.
Yeah. Like, I know that they say, you know, every volume they add something new. Like, they'll add like a difference to hair texture, or they'll add fingernails or whatever. So, like, this volume, the way that they've done it with lighting and with reflections is just...
Yeah, real good.
You can still say choreography. It's basically choreographed.
Yeah, it is videography, and it's way, but it's more, it's framing and lighting and choreography as well. It's a lot of different things. Shot compositions.
There's a lot more that goes into animation that I feel like people kind of forget about. Yeah. Almost, because it's so easy to consume something that's animated, but there are so many different teams that need to work together and communicate really well with each other to make sure that it works. So, like, yeah, the way that it is with RWBY is really just a great shout out to how well RWBY works as a team between all departments, you know?
Yeah.
Are you staring into a black hole again?
No, it's Dan saying, how did it come to this? well, Ruby, it all started with a guy named Rhodes who made a bad call, and that's basically it.
That is absolutely it. Also, the influx of people following me on Twitter.
Oh yeah, actually, that's a great video that someone's mentioned in the chat. If you're ever interested in the animation process, you don't actually have to like Critical Role to watch this, but watch them talking about making their animated series that they're currently making and the production process, because it's ridiculous. The amount of stages and how long each stage takes is totally worth watching. Yeah,
because it's not just throw everything on the screen and then just let it, render itself. It's not that at all. It's so much work.
So complicated and lengthy. And then we
have the real MVP walking into the scene. I love me.
Well, you just you really did finish my sandwiches there.
Is that what you were gonna say?
Well, no, but you went mid my sentence to finish my sentence. just
sorry for finishing your sandwich.
Yeah, May has some pretty interesting dialogue and reveals in this
convo. This is when we're talking about how Fiona and the group on Mantle haven't heard from any of their friends, but it doesn't matter because they have bigger fish to fry. So
Richard, he's huge, bro.
The biggest fish to fry.
Take ages to fry him.
You need to blow him up into chunks.
You would, or you'd need a volcano or something. Yeah, and then we have this really interesting confrontation between May and Weiss, because May is basically well, Atlas is goofed, but we're real needed on Mantle.
We need to go to Mantle, and Weiss is well, I don't know.
People are dying here too.
People are dying here too, and they kind of need our help. And May's well, they have their armies, so Mantle has nothing, so we need to go, which is fair. Weiss is also right, and May is also right.
Yeah,
they can coexist.
This is the thing. It is a very hard decision, and it's clear here that May's loyalties don't lie with people in Atlas, because she was never treated well by the people in Atlas and feels more at home with people in Mantle.
And especially so with her family.
Well, yeah, the Marigolds. So we do have that in confirmation in the show that she is
trans.
No, not just that.
Well, not just that,
but that she is related to ya boy Henry from Volume 4.
And honestly, with a brother like that, why would you want anything to do with them? Why would you? But yeah, obviously neither of us are trans, so it's hard to say from our point of view whether this was really well done. But there's a cousin.
Yeah.
Okay. I am wrong.
But it seems like it's a fairly extensive family.
Yeah, but still, with family like that, why would you want to stick around? But yeah, I hope that this was good representation for trans people, because it's not for me to say. But yeah,
is that all we're gonna say about
that? Yeah, because you kept on being distracted. I didn't know if you wanted to weigh in anymore.
No, I do think that that it was well done, and it wasn't it wasn't too over the head, slapping you across the face with it obvious. It was obvious what she meant.
Yeah.
And it confirmed it in the show, but it wasn't yeah, I'm trans, XYZ. It was
yeah,
much better put than it could have been, which I'm glad it was.
You mean it wasn't ham-fisted?
Ham-fisted, that's it.
That's what you're meaning.
Yeah, it was just natural in the dialogue, which I really liked. And also the fact that nobody kind of reacted to it in a weird way made me kind of happy. Everyone was just alright.
Yeah, no one was what?
I'm sure they were probably in their heads oh, it clicked. It's okay, they're trans. But it wasn't what?
Yeah. Nanny?
Yeah.
You're trans?
Yeah, I quite liked that reaction.
Yeah, wasn't that at all. Which I'm really thankful for, because it just goes to show how progressive the world is in RWBY, even if it's not brilliant.
As a trans woman, it was pretty cathartic and good rep. That's good. It seems like the trans and non-binary people in the chat are pretty happy with it. And also, yeah, the fact that they actually had someone trans play May from the get-go does help a lot too with the credibility of it. Yeah, and she's done a fantastic job in this
wonderful
volume.
job of it. Really, really well done.
Yeah.
Do love.
Yeah. So, pretty happy about that.
But yeah, so that leads into this kind of further confrontation. It's more of a like mix of views. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Like, they have different... You're so distracted by the chat.
I'm just keeping an eye.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like just a difference of opinions that they're kind of fighting over. So...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, and then we get this good line from May questioning what side that they're on, and Blake being like, "Oh no, not again," because we've heard it from Adam to
and
Blake.
We've heard it from Elm
and Ironwood.
Ironwood as well.
Like multiple people have said this to Blake. And none of it has really been with good intentions.
But I want to enhance this image. May I?
Sure. Remember, you're gonna have to put it to the top though if you want to make it bigger.
Oh, does it not work?
Oh no, you put it at the top. Okay, yeah, you can cover us up. Look at that.
This look that she gives me. She's so mad. She was like, no,
Don't say that.
We're not gonna go over this again. This isn't about sides. It's doing the right thing. Stop it.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of, as she said previously, there's not a lot of right choices left, really. It's all very hard choices.
Yeah, exactly. Just hide that. Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh no!
I know, you know what you've done now, right?
Oh no.
You know what you've done now, right? Xeni? You realise what you've done?
Hang on.
You've done it. You've gone fucked all of this. Oh no, actually.
I had to make sure.
I thought you'd resized all of them by accident.
Yeah.
That'd been pretty impressive, actually.
Oh, I really thought I'd done fucked up on that one. But then obviously at this point we have RWBY kind of coming in as the neutralizer to the conversation to be like, whoa, hang on. There. Like, you have a good opinion, we all have good opinions on what we're supposed to do, but let's just not do this right now. Let's just not fight over it.
Yeah. That's cute. So many fellow queer people in the chat. This makes me happy. It actually makes me pretty happy too. That people feel kind of welcome and like they can be vocal.
Yeah.
About it here.
I do like having such
not
a
that
safe space for
queer not that
people.
I care literally like whoever's in here really, but it's nice to know.
Exactly, like
because not all spaces of this fandom are so nice, unfortunately.
No, sadly not. But it's really nice to know that there are like so many queer people in the chat, and not only that, but like the people that aren't queer clearly are like good allies. So
someone's just noticed that Sun's not on the frame. The reason that Sun's not on the layout anymore is because the PC had all of my files on it, including the layout for the live stream. So when I realised I wasn't going to have it, I had to really quickly cobble together something similar to what I would have used on the PC on my Mac, like the day of the live stream.
Yeah.
And I just didn't have time to do that, so I was just like, it's fine. It's very, very close to how it was.
Yeah. Sadly, the sun did go down.
Yes, he did.
Maybe we can put Angie Blake in the top now.
Like looking.
Just the side look.
Yeah. She Angie.
Son died with the PC?
No, he's fine.
He's okay. I promise he'll be back once we get the PC back.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
Arnold, we are feeling better today. A much better mood to stream in and talk about this episode.
Yeah. Things weren't great, but they're better. So, thanks for coming in to check up, and I hope you're doing okay, and I hope you're still not worried about losing followers if you cut off your beard.
Yeah, have you seen how much that Xeni changes her hair? Like, good God.
I've literally changed my hair colour.
Yeah, you're good.
5 times this year, and my hairstyle multiple more times. And Cal wears a different wig every single episode.
That's what came into my head.
So I think you're gonna be okay.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see what you look like without a beard.
Like Volume 3 Arnold.
Yeah, I guess it would be. If that's how long it's been.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And then we have Whitley listening on their
sneak
conversation, who obviously has a really, really nice moment coming up in this episode, but he's clearly concerned, and we've seen him wanting to help in some way.
New hairstyle? Unsubscribed.
Oh, okay, that is more valid.
That's fair. Why don't you, like, cut it down a little bit so that you've got, like, a crow kind of stubbly look, so that you can see if it does work, and then if it doesn't, you can just start to grow it out again instead of being, like, smooth face. I don't know. Arnold pre-time scan. I love how this has descended into discussion about Arnold's beard.
It's absolutely
Sorry, Arnold.
It's absolutely valid. It's a real big talking point.
Also, thanks for the compliments on my hair. That's really cute. Kelly got her hair docked.
Oh my god. They got doxed?
Docked. Docked. Cut.
Thanks for slamming your hand into me.
You're welcome.
Thanks. Really appreciate that on this year stream. We cut back to the Grimm whale, and this conversation is still happening.
Someone pointed out about the clip-on ties. No, I had totally forgot about the clip-on ties.
Yeah.
Continue.
Yeah, Oscar is being held by clip-on ropes that have bound him to the Grimm hook. It's a clip-on Grimm hook as well. Why are you howling?
the clip-on ropes. It's just so wrong that it's funny.
Yeah, it would make no sense practically, would it? They really scrimped on the budget for restraints in the whale. Now, restraints in the whale sounds like the start of a kind of odd fanfic, actually.
Like a really odd fanfic.
Yeah, restraints in the whale. I tell you, man, these hooks are going to have something done with them at some point. Some artist or fanfic writer is going to take full advantage of this hook setup.
Oh, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm sure you will, James. So he said that. We have this beautiful... I mean, again, Richard really getting all the shots this episode.
Shot's amazing.
But this was a very cool shot. I wonder if the bomb actually maybe planted near like what looks like a little bit of a brain thing going on.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, is it a brain or I don't know.
It isn't
like,
his brain space, so...
Yeah, but he's a Grimm, so like...
So his brain's in his ass, right? So they really are going to have to plant the bomb in the ass. Is that what you're telling me?
No, I was more going on the line of, it's a Grimm, so, you know, you'd think that it doesn't actually have a brain.
Oscar is the clip-on tie. Salem's dress. Oh my god.
What?
Salem's clip-on dress.
Did you see the art piece?
What?
That was the Emperor's New Groove.
No.
Oh my god! I'm gonna have to try and find it later, I promise. I will share it later. But it was Yzma when she like reveals that she has a dagger.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone else like, oh, but it's Salem.
Okay. Okay.
So good. If anyone else has like a really quick link to it, please share it with me so that I can just share it immediately because it's such a good piece of art.
Someone gonna sneak a snook up Richard's sniz. I hate that so much. I can't believe we're saying such terrible things about our son. Oh man. Then we got back to little Oscar, who is taking control briefly because he thinks he has a good ploy for Hazel.
Yeah, this particular screenshot is when Ozpin's like, "Are you sure?
You really want to come into this?
You want to come into this? A bunch of hearts." And then he does. He just comes back. He's like, "Alistair, please send it to me, or like tag me in it or something, please."
Yeah. Then Oscar switches in because he thinks that he might actually be able to get through to Hazel. And he basically says what he's been hiding, which is that the lamp can be activated by saying Jin's name and that it has one question left.
Yeah, and Hazel's like raging because he's like, after all of this beating, you're not even like giving it to me like groveling or crying or nothing. You're just like, hello.
But clearly, obviously, the intention is for Hazel to go and ask the question himself so that he can find out the truth about what Salem is actually planning, which is the end of the world, but also her freedom from being immortal.
Yeah.
So.
Also, apparently I already shared this art, so I've just retweeted it again, but here you go.
Wow, that is pretty good. Yes. What I like as well is the fact that Hazel will have to go on that, like, vision quest that Jin took everybody else on in Volume 6 when he asks. He's gonna have to go on the vision quest and see, like, basically the same stuff that we saw in Volume 6.
Yeah.
He's just gonna be like, what the
fuck? It's either gonna be him or it's gonna be Emerald, because she heard it too, so.
Yeah, just exactly the same as how it played out. Nice.
Thank you, Miyuki, for the picture of me with tiny hat.
I am tiny hat.
And this is, like, the realization that Hazel has when he's like, oh,
This is going to give me pause for thought, basically.
Yeah. And give me the password. Here it is. You're giving me the password?
And Emerald overhears it too, so presumably also now knows how to activate the lamp, which does tie into her Aladdin inspo. So I wonder if she's gonna, like, quickly go over to the lamp and be like, hey, Jin.
I mean, maybe.
Just to confirm the truth for herself. But I don't really know what Emerald's planning to do here. Like, she can sneak about all she wants, but she probably can't actually fight Salem. What we really do need is, like, a mass defection inside the whale, which may be more likely given that probably the two most loyal, other than Watts,
have just left.
We'll
get to that.
Yeah.
Because we go straight there.
Yeah, and Mercury's packing the same jumper.
The same jumper. Twice, at least.
Like I said in the reaction, can't wait to see the beach pics from Vacuo from Mercury.
He has at least 3 of the same zip-up jumper thing.
Yeah, he's gonna be. It's funny because Vacuo's a desert, so I don't know why he's.
Yeah, I don't know what
dressing.
he's thinking.
Where's his shorts? I guess
they have zips.
That's true.
But
that is
like,
true.
then he'd have to have his legs out.
Out.
So then that kind of kills the element of surprise.
Yeah, that's true.
So, anyway, we'll see. Jen, can you call Yang?
He really likes that jumper.
He does, and honestly, like, looks good on him. So fair enough. But then obviously he's like, whatever. I don't really care, Emerald. And if everything he did say is true and she can't be defeated, then we might as well stay on her side.
Yeah.
You know? Like, why would we go against that?
Yeah, and then also he was like, she's not really gonna end the world. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like,
I had to get this close up of Chad.
Actually, it was he looked really good in this screen grab.
He does, and also, like, when I got this screen grab, it made me remember when we first got Maya and he had those terrible eyebrows.
Yeah,
those big eyebrows.
They've real fixed his face.
He looks real nice here. They've done a really good job with his model over the last couple of volumes.
Yeah.
I'm proud.
Big Chad. And then, of course, Tyrion coming in and being like, wait, what? You don't think that Salem's gonna end the world? She's literally like death and destruction incarnate. Are you crazy?
Yeah, if you don't see that, then you're a crazy person. And he laughs. He laughs like a madman. He does a laugh. Well, actually, before that, we have Mercury just proving that he has an aversion to touch, especially from weirdos. Because he is so not happy with this contact from Tyrion.
No, he's
so
like,
not happy.
He's like, please stop touching me.
Yeah. He's like, oh my god, get off me. That's his creepy laugh.
Yep.
It was such a split second thing, actually. Like, his face.
Yeah,
so
it sounds like Mercury's gonna have a terrible time in Vacuo with Tyrion. Again, probably to try and secure the relic down there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't really know if it's actually Salem's best move to send these two away.
No.
Because especially Tyrion is so loyal to her.
Disgustingly loyal.
Yeah.
Like, actually so loyal.
Yeah, bro road trip. I think this is the worst road trip movie buddy comedy possible for Mercury.
This is the kind of road trip that if someone was like, hey, we're gonna go here, do you want to come with us? And I'd be like, who's going? And they'd be like, oh, Tyrion and Mercury. I would be like, no.
Yeah.
No, I really don't want to be in a car with them. I got this because I thought it was really cool. The things that they're doing with the episodes at the moment, with the like camera angles, and then like the Grimm just like chilling up the top here, just like further
makes the whale gross.
Yeah, but they're also showing that like the goop can create a Grimm.
And that there are
anywhere,
eyes everywhere, basically, inside this Grimm. Like, yeah. It's really, really not good.
Really nicely done. And then obviously, Tyrion, like, shoves Mercury into the ship, and he's raging. I want to get a screenshot of that. But then he, like, gives Emerald a look like, I don't know that I want to actually leave you here.
Yeah, an actual soft look. Like, I was worried that Mercury was kind of slipping and, like, was getting a little bit too big in the head because Salem seemed to be promoting him, and that he was, like, not really caring about Emerald, but he clearly still does care about Emerald.
Well, they were like together, you know, through some of the, like, harder times. It was those two.
Yeah.
So, now they're, like, splitting the party.
Splitting the party, man. Always a mistake. But it made me
should never do that.
Made me pretty happy to see that he does actually care.
He does actually care, and so does Emerald. She's pretty torn up about this too, and she's like, no.
I mean, I very much see it as a sibling thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's really.
I can see it as a sibling thing and as like a potential couple thing in the future. Like, it just. They could do anything with these two, whether it's siblings or couple, and I'd be like,
happy.
Cool, so long as they're happy.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they do just deserve happiness.
Murder.
And
bus.
also shout out to Jessie for working on this scene. I think
yeah,
posted about it. Originally did the Face Off last volume.
No, that was volume
right?
6.
So volume 6.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Why did you turn that? Did someone say I was being too loud?
No, I just decided to because I kept hitting it accidentally.
Ah, okay. That's fair. Yeah, I think it was volume 6, like you said, where they had that kind of like face off, like fight with each other. Was worked on by Jessie. Now this one was also worked on. Really nicely done. Really love it. It just makes my heart hurt.
Inspo for cosplaying Merc again for me. I don't know. Because I still haven't actually got to wear my Volume 7, 8 Yang to a con yet, which is sad. And I also was planning to do Robin Hill, so it would be very much bottom of the list of RWBY cosplays. Yeah. Without and conventions, we have so many cosplays that built up.
And now I'm like in a quandary of whether I'm going to do Fiona or Winter first.
In a quandary? I think you would do such a cute Fiona, though.
I know that I could do like quite a nice Fiona.
Yeah, Fifi. Don't debate it right now.
But like Winter, though.
But like Winter, though. That is true. She is.
Yeah. And then this one's like a little bit harder to see because of the way... Because of the ship, actually.
It's the glass of the ship.
Glass.
Yeah.
I'm going to.
He's not looking very happy. What if you've broke the rest of the images?
Sad boy. Just to enhance it so you guys can see it a little bit better.
What if you broke the rest of the
images? I'm not. I fixed it last time.
But Winter X Robin.
Or Fiona X Robin, you know?
I mean, they're very, very different dynamics. Very different dynamics.
Hugely different dynamics.
Yeah. Like, not even close to comparable.
Move that bitch back. There we go.
Move him back.
And then we're back in the ship.
Yeah. And then we're back for some more arguing amongst the boys. With Yang basically being like, well, if you're gonna blow this thing up, like...
Let us go in and get Oscar.
Yeah.
Like, he's in there. We know he's in there. So
yeah, like, you might as well just let us go and do that, because we'll probably die doing it anyway.
Elman Fine jumping up like, fucking hell, again? Sit down, man.
This is the third time.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
The third time that we've seen.
And being held again. But Jean, obviously, I get a wee bit more of the voice of reason, and...
Again, further proving why he's a really good leader.
Yeah, saying, look, it actually makes tactical sense for you to do this, because you don't know what you're going into there, you're going in blind, like, why not send us in first? And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but at least you have a better idea of what's inside.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Winter kind of considers it.
Ponders.
Winter considers it, yeah. I think.
Oh, this is a good scene, actually, because
yeah.
Yang's getting pretty annoyed at the Aesops, and the fact that they are so seemingly uncaring of each other's safety, and like doesn't understand that they wouldn't do the same thing for if it was one of them that was gone and needed to be rescued. So she's mad at even the thought of that, but then the realization like dawns on her
that it's a really sad situation.
It's sad, that they wouldn't do that. Like, how empty is their lives that they wouldn't want to do this for someone else?
She literally goes from like feral bean to like the saddest cat you've seen.
That rhymed. She goes from feral bean to the
saddest cat you've seen. Oh man. Yeah.
So I did like that sort of. There's facial animation is just so good.
So good. Amazing. Anyway, and then I included this because Meryl looks sad boy.
Big sad boy
Please
eyes.
just defect. Please.
Defect.
Please.
And they're obviously talking about the fact that like that Meryl replaced Tortuga, some kind of turtle lad, like turtle in the hair.
Turtle in the hair, yeah.
And that Meryl replaced him, whatever the hell happened to him. And that Winter has replaced Clover, and that they don't care if somebody dies, and they just have to move on. Like that's their job.
Yeah, and Ren's like, shut your fucking mouth.
Basically. Yeah, like as much as he's obviously had a rough time this volume, he's also not.
Oh yeah, maybe Tortuga was a gal. I'm not sure. My memory's shit at the best of times. So
I don't know if they specified a gender.
Yeah.
Tortilla.
Hurricane Tortuga. More like Hurricane Tortilla.
Fuck. Oh no. But yeah, I like that Ren, as much as he's had a hard time this volume and has felt like they were out of their depth, that he is 100% on board with the we have to save Oscar, and that people are like the people that they're close to, they're not replaceable.
Yeah.
Which obviously ties into the fact that he lost a teammate very early on in this. Like he lost Pyrrha, and they've never been able to replace her. Like she's left a huge hole in their lives.
And like their first year.
Yeah.
Like their first year at Beacon, they were still first years. So
yeah,
like,
so he is 100% like not okay. As much as he maybe has agreed with some other things that they said, he was not on board with that. Like that people are replaceable, that they're close to. Like that's not the case.
Yeah, and what I really like is something that I saw pointed out on I think one of Cal's videos, is that because I thought it was maybe just emotions, but they were only just like focusing on some characters, not all of them. But someone pointed out that it might actually be their repressed emotions.
Yeah, what they're hiding. Really cool. What they're hiding.
Yeah, like what they don't want to express to each other.
Well, because Ren said this is obviously an evolution of his semblance, which we know that semblances can evolve, and this is a very cool one, but that obviously Ren's initial semblance is to mask emotion, hide emotion, but this is like the opposite, and this is him seeing like people's hidden emotions.
Yeah.
Which makes sense as an evolution for semblance. It's a very cool evolution for semblance, and as everybody has pointed out, is very much just a vibe check.
Yeah. Your vibes are rancid.
Yeah.
And then we've got sad boy Meryl.
Well, we got confirmation that Harriet is furious about Clover.
Harriet's furious
and misses him.
Sad boy Meryl.
Yeah.
Who wants to defect? Please do it. And then we've got these two. I don't think it was really specified.
I think that Elma's sort of in between, that she's not quite like as angry as Harriet, but she's not far off. And I feel like green basically means like nothing. Like he's feeling basically nothing. It's hard, although obviously because we don't have like a guide. But I feel like green must just mean like very zen and neutral, which would kind of make sense for how passive he is as a character.
Yeah, but then if it's repressed feelings, it's
but he might be that zen underneath it all.
Maybe he is.
Yeah.
Maybe he do be.
Yeah. And also, obviously, we don't actually see Yang's, even though she's right there, which is hard to tell exactly why that might have happened. If it is repressed emotions, it might be that Yang's not actually repressing a whole lot.
Well, no, she is kind of an open book with a lot of things.
Or it might be that he can actually choose, like,
who he focuses on,
so he doesn't really want to see what Yang is feeling, because that's like obviously a big invasion of privacy.
Absolutely, and he doesn't really care about the privacy of the Aesopes because they're being shit. But then he looks down on himself, and he can see those repressed emotions of love that he has for Nora, and he's like, oh fuck, this ain't great. And So then he, like, points this all out to the Aesops, and they're like, fuck you. What are you talking about? This is shit. Elm goes in to throw a punch, and Winter's like, whoa, no, and then shoots a really apologetic look at Ren before being really tough and composed when she faces Elm, which I think is really interesting, because I feel like, in a way, she kind of understands what's just happened to Ren. Almost.
What do you mean?
Like, she is more sympathetic towards him because he's actually reading them really closely. You know?
Yeah, he's reading the room, okay.
Yeah. So she's like, sorry, dude, they can't get their shit together. And then she's like, I'm the leader. I'm the captain now.
Oh, yeah. Iconic Winter moment.
I outrank you.
Yeah, the winter stands. I say that like not everybody's basically a winter stan, but she's had this was a particularly good line. This volume, when the reunion happens, Ren looks at Blake and Yang, blushes slightly, and says, "Nora, I think you were right."
I would love that so much.
I'm suspect that something like that might happen. Not quite that exact way, but something about him being able to see things.
Steph, I outrank you. Next thing I knew, I was pregnant.
Literally, like ovaries.
Yeah, the way that she did that with such conviction. Man.
That was some mega top energy, and it did make me want to die a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I've ever seen top energy so clearly in my life...
Yeah.
I just said he was going to make the fans go crazy. Was he meaning this? Because I've been crazy for the last 24 hours.
Over this specific bit.
This.
It was that meme that I saw on Tumblr that was literally just like Winter but saying like silence bottom to Harriet. Can you imagine what it'll be like when Ren sees Nora again, given he'll now be able to literally read how she's feeling?
I wonder if he'll do it like on purpose, or if he will have like enough of a grasp over it at the time.
What?
Ooh!
What?
What if he sees Emerald?
Oh, yeah, he'll see she's conflicted.
What if they managed to bring Emerald round?
I don't know, that was a big gasp. I thought it was going to be way more than that, but alright. What would Neo's be? Just murder vibes and sadness?
Yeah, hers is literally just blood everywhere.
But like with little blue tears.
I'm sorry to everyone that I gasped so loud.
Yeah, that was like so
really
unnecessarily.
Sorry.
I thought it was going to be way more than what you said. I thought the stream had like crashed or something.
No. I had a realization.
Anyway. And then we have poor little Marrow getting his ass called out too, that he really doesn't want to be a part of this.
We don't want to be a part of this anymore. And Marrow's like, well, I have a job to do. And then he's like, anyway. But I think it's because he could see Harriet in his like peripheral and was like,
you know what, I really wanted him to go with them. Like,
me too.
Not because he was defecting from the Aesops, but just, you know, as an assist. But, like, I get why he didn't, but it would have been cool. And I feel like he would have been really handy in the whale too, because he could have just went stay at things.
Shnees have the best lines. I outrank you, I'm more than my name, and who can forget? I know exactly the kind of man you are.
Actually, the Shnees do. They have some banging lines, bro. They have some slamming dunks.
Slamming dunks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that Ren is a psychologist now.
Well, he's literally like the definition of an empath now, isn't he?
Yeah. Like, he already was, but it's just, like, tenfold now.
And then we have this great shot that you got of Yang.
Because Yang literally said, I'm outie.
Yeah, she's so calm and she just goes boop out of
She's just out
the airship.
Here,
she just blasts him out of there. And she's very calm about it.
What is this art we have been tagged in? Mommy issues. Per anger management. Damn, girl.
And then we have, of course, Winter's, like, conflict everywhere.
Huge conflict.
I don't know if it's necessarily conflict of loyalty with Ironwood, because I think that she's pretty much done there.
Conflict with her whole life.
Yeah.
This is, like, a huge thing that's just happened to her. Like, she's been absolutely fucked up in a battle against someone that she had no chance of winning against, a maiden.
Yeah.
Didn't get the maiden powers, which I feel like she probably is kind of thankful for, but then later finds out that Penny has been injured badly because Ironwood put his trust in Watts. Anyway, now she's been put in charge of the Aesops, and she had to arrest Weiss's friends, who I think she actually quite likes. So she's everywhere.
I just love that thing about Yang. When she got out of the airship, calmly explodes away. And that's basically what she did.
Yeah.
You didn't hear that at all.
No, I did. I just was processing.
Okay.
It took me a while.
Then we cut back to the Schnee Manor. As the guys are still arguing about what to do here.
Yeah.
Because I feel like May's basically like, well, I came to like help you guys, but now I'm gonna go.
Yeah, now I'm going to Mantle, so you either stay here and I drop you off at the front lines, or you come with me and help me.
Yeah.
So.
And then we have the door.
Knock at the door, and everyone's straight into
action.
Hello.
Fighty fight.
This is danger. Who the fuck is gonna be knocking on a door in the middle of a fight?
Yeah. And of course, it's an unexpected but
very welcomed
face.
Friend.
Yes, return of the king indeed.
I saw the bowler hat and I was like, Roman?
I love it, that's where you went.
I was like, who the fuck else has a hat like that? But I think they did that on purpose.
Lol tease. But it's a very welcome presence of Mr. Klein, who has not been seen since Volume 4.
Yeah.
And who we got told obviously was fired for helping Weiss sneak out of the Schnee Manor.
Who is basically Weiss's dad.
Who is much better than Weiss's dad, and Weiss is all apologetic. She's like, well, it was my fault that you got fired, and I'm really sorry.
And he's like, my little snowflake, and I died.
My little snowflake, it is certainly not your fault. It's
everything
fucking Jack's fault.
Man, he's so mad.
Yeah, I do
so
love
mad.
his the Seven Dwarfs personality split.
Yes, I love that.
Yeah.
But this particular screenshot is when Weiss is like walking him in. He's like, it's so nice to see you, but actually I didn't call you. Like, who called you? Because Klein's like, ah.
Blake just like holding her phone like, shit, I put in the wrong digit at the end. It's just Yang.
Dang, I thought I was calling Yang. It was actually Klein.
Whoopsies.
Oops.
But actually, yeah, it turns out it was Whitley. So all these like conflicted expressions and sad expressions that we've seen on Whitley has finally paid dividends, and he has taken some action that's really, really helpful and good. Like, good on him for doing the right thing and doing it for completely selfless reasons. It was just because Nora literally needed help, and you could see that the rest of them were struggling and helping her.
Yeah, exactly. He looked at the situation and made a decision, and honestly, good for him.
Yeah.
He wasn't doing a Scottish
He wasn't,
accent,
I just went
it?
Scottish.
Oh.
It was English. It was very Cockney English.
Yeah.
And then we have this
and
shot.
he's all like, I didn't do this for you.
Well, because
and
he
Weiss
has
is
to
like,
be the edgelord a little bit. He can't completely give up the edgelord life.
who do you think would win?
Mm-hmm.
Like, with this sort of Chad off?
The Chad off.
Yeah.
Between him and Mercury, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Probably Mercury, because he has longer time to be a Chad than Whitley. Whitley's like
Fair.
a fresh, on the scene Chad. So, like, it would quickly falter his Chadisms. Yeah, and then Weiss is like super, super happy because she's real happy he didn't do it for her.
And so is everybody else. Everyone else was like, huh.
You
did the right thing, babes.
Yeah. And we have this very, very soft winter Whitley hug that was actually long overdue and nearly made me cry because it was really
honestly
soft.
nearly made me cry too.
Because Whitley, as much as he's not been great to Weiss, like, he's also been under the thumb of Jacques, and obviously
kind of abandoned by his mother too.
Yeah.
And his sisters. His sisters upped and left. But they didn't, like, why would you think about, like, leaving a sibling like that?
I guess it's because
when you're so self-absorbed in a way.
Daddy Schnee was like, well, I'm going to make Whitley into my image. He's going to be my successor.
He saw a perfect opportunity when Weiss left to, like, really
get his
more
nails in
Whitley into what he wanted.
Yeah.
But you're absolutely right. It probably is the first hug that Whitley's had in years, and you can tell by his reaction that it was sorely needed.
Yeah, I'm glad that he was like, oh, but then he was like, actually, yeah, I wanted this hug. And I'm very happy that Whitley and Weiss's relationship is now starting to heal. Because he's not a bad person. He's so young. He has so much room to grow. And he can be so much better.
I love how different the siblings are as well, though. So, like, Winter, they all grew up in the same house, which is shit. But then Winter upped and left and, like, went straight into Atlas Academy and, like, did, like, the military and stuff, and then highly ranked up with Ironwood, and then Weiss got into Beacon, made some good friends, you know, bettered herself, and Whitley was left. Where was he gonna go? If the two sisters had left, there's no way that Jacques would allow him to go too. He would have hard-pressed that boy and made him think that, like, you know, this is where he should be. He's not allowed to leave.
I'm just glad that, like, obviously Jacques in jail, because, yeah, I don't think this would have happened otherwise, obviously. And it gives Whitley a chance to actually figure out who the heck he is out of his dad's shadow.
Yeah. Which must be really hard, because his dad's been around for a long time. His whole life, really. So, yeah.
And then we get another sound outside the door, this time much louder. Initially I was like, God, is it Cinder? Because I thought it might be Cinder. She really likes to make impacts outside places to freak people out.
Yeah, she do. And then we have, like, defensive Blake position. She hears a loud noise. Well, she probably heard it coming quicker actually, yeah. Like, so everyone else is kind of in, like, a bit of shell shock, and she's, like, battle ready.
Yeah.
She knows what the fuck is up.
I also love that Weiss pulls Whitley closer when the noise happens.
Yeah, she's still holding him.
She protects.
They were hugging, and then she, like, turned around because there was a noise, but she still held him.
She pulled him closer.
Yeah, and I'm like, what a good boy. And then she was like, did you call anyone else?
Yeah.
Like, no. But then
yeah,
the team run out so that they can be like, what the fuck is going on out here?
Yeah. Who is in this smoking crater?
Yeah, and then we have this really nice shot of them, like, looking with realization that we don't know yet.
That we, the audience, are not yet aware of who is in this pit.
To find out that it's
her little Penny.
A really beat up Penny.
I think it's like her equivalent of blood leaking out everywhere. They're like,
yeah, it'll be like her oil or whatever. Yeah.
It's not good.
Sad
She's in a real state, and the first thing she says is, "I'm sorry."
Yeah.
Which, why?
Yeah,
so angsty.
Babes, why are you so
what a place to end it. But the first question I have is, how does she end up there? Because she was falling so far away from where Atlas is, because Amity was not above Atlas.
No.
So we discussed it briefly in the reaction, but we do think that she's probably got enough power to, like, have limped up here, basically. Like,
like, she'll fall a little bit and then regain control and start to crest back up and then fall again. But every time she's starting to take off, she's not making the same trajectory, so it's bringing her lower and lower every time.
It's a very sad scene. if we'd actually seen it, it would have been very sad. We would have literally just been like like that over and over again. Is kind of what I think might have happened. Interesting for her to go to the Schnee Manor, though. I wonder if she's still able to, like, see where their scrolls are potentially, so that she knew that they were there.
She also might be able to see life forms. She has a robot after all, so she might have been able to pinpoint.
True, but there's loads of Grimm and people running about everywhere. I know. So I imagine it's more likely she could hone in on their scroll signals.
Yeah. Very possible.
And find them through that. But yeah, what the fuck, bro? And also, she's still got, well, Watt still has control of her systems.
Yep.
So I'm a bit scared she's gonna go all stabby.
Well, that's what I'm scared about, because, like, we don't know exactly how bad this whole situation's gonna be with Penny. And we know that he is planted in the chip that is gonna work, but then, like, he is, I don't know, like, Penny has fought so hard to fight off whatever the fuck Watts has done, so I'm like,
Oh yeah, that's the last grab, because that's the last shot of the episode. I'm like, what's the next one? And I'm like, there is no more.
There's no more.
There's no more for, like, a month and a bit.
And then then that's us.
Oh.
It's that hound that's going with Cinder. I couldn't remember who it is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that your Neo Yang rematch is very much a possibility because Neo's probably still in the whale somewhere. So that could be incredible.
I'm so excited.
Yeah,
Jorah,
even Jorah's
so
hyped about
right.
it.
You're so right.
Which I honestly wasn't sure we would get, but like if we do get that, that's great. Although I'm not prepared for the bleeding that my ears are going to suffer as a result of being sat beside you while it happens.
At least we've got like a month and a half to wait. Like maybe I can deafen you a little bit more before then, and
Just
then it won't actually be that bad.
What I think might happen if that is a potential scene is like that Neo just can't resist the urge to fight Yang. Like she just likes fighting Yang too much, and the temptation is too real.
And I feel like if Yang saw Neo, she would be like, yeah, I can take you on myself this time. The boys would be like, do you want us to stay? And she'd be like, no. She's mine.
I wonder if it will be like the train actually a little bit where they have to split up to get further in.
Which would be really cool.
I mean, the natural opponent for Yang would be Hazel just from a strength versus strength thing.
Yeah,
but I do want the Yang Neo rematch. I'm just an old baked Alaska slut at the end of the day.
You're so welcome.
Yeah, you haven't helped that even a little bit. You've made it worse. So yeah.
How much did you ship it before you started crushing on me and realizing that you cosplayed as Yang and I cosplayed as Neo?
I thought it was like fine. it was
just fine.
I understood why people liked it.
And then you started crushing on me.
And it was worse, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was worse.
Because you could see the appeal.
And now you brought me into the cult. Yeah. I mean, it's still not my main Yang ship, but I do appreciate it.
No, but it's like, it's an especially nice ship in a AU where Yang defects in the other way and becomes a villain.
Yeah, like a Raven Yang kind of AU.
Absolutely that.
And also, it's just the art is just so good. Like, because everybody likes Neo and, well, not everybody likes Yang anymore, but a lot of the people that draw art for RWBY do. So there's always a lot of good art with them.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just a well-fed like ship, and I enjoy it. But I just want them to fight.
Yeah, I do just want them to fight.
Yeah.
But I want to know how differently Yang fights, because she did try and use her legs a little bit in the train fight.
Yeah.
But not lots.
Oh, she uses them way more in fights now.
See, when I think back on, like, was it Volume 5 when she goes out on the bike and she comes across the bandits and it's
that's
the
Volume
slow
5.
motion, like,
5,
kickboxing and, like, punching them down. That was incredible.
Also the way she used her legs against Adam too. Like, a lot
of kicks. And the
of
way
kicks.
that she would use, like, her bullets to fire to knock her out of the way. So it looked like she was going to go and hit him, but actually she was blasting herself to the side to then, like, hit him in the face.
I mean, she's always used them for redirects and stuff, but, like, not as much as
so
that.
Cool.
Yeah. So I think she's certainly going to be more competent if that rematch does come up. It's just whether, like, it doesn't or not, really.
That's true. Neo hardly ever used her semblance on Yang, so what if she started to morph into, like, RWBY and shit? Would Yang really hit her sister? In an actual combat scenario?
Oh god, I don't even want that to happen just purely because you know you'll get all the people that are like, Yang's a terrible sister, and it's just like, look at her
beating up her sister, and it's
footage.
Like, that's Neo.
Yeah, you just know.
Yeah.
So for that reason alone, I wouldn't want that.
I think one of the funniest things, though, is because I cosplay as Neo, I have, like, the facial expressions down, so I could easily put on the wig of, like, any of the main 4 RWBY girls.
There's
and
something,
then just, like, put a Neo face on.
There's something weird about your Neo faces, like that one time that you did try and, like, cosplay Yang as, like, just not even a joke, but just to see what it would look like.
Yeah, I tried on my friend's Yang cosplay and it just looked like Neo being an imposter.
Yeah, it's your expressions, I don't know what it is. You just can't do it. Well, that's not true. You've cosplayed lots of RWBY characters, but but you just have to change your expression slightly, and it's like, clearly that's Neo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely that.
Do you mind opening the window in here? It's kind of warm. Oh my god, are you cold?
I'm still cold.
You're still cold? Why is our body temperature so different? What the fuck, man?
Cold boy.
Jeez Louise.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good, that's good. We also have, like, that theory about Well, it's not my theory. You told me about it. Get back here.
About the payload?
Get back here and sit down.
Is this the payload theory?
Yeah, tell me what your theory is about the payloads.
It's not my theory.
Okay,
Just
but
to
tell me
confirm.
about it again.
So,
because I want chat's reaction.
Basically, people were talking... Nice. People were talking about how we haven't had the scream yet that Aaron said she had to do as Blake. So, I saw a theory that they find out that the team have had to go into the whale, but that they didn't get out in time, and they are going with the payload, which does then explode, and that's when Blake screams.
Well,
But
yeah, because you would see that. It's so big.
it's so big that
Yeah.
you would see an explosion like that, and especially if it works really good.
That would be the worst, man, if they find out that that's what they're doing and then they don't realise that they think they haven't got out and they just see, like, kaboom.
Yeah.
Yikes.
So either, like, they are led to believe that they didn't get out in time, which is shit, or, as someone else pointed out, no, I don't think Blake's gonna die. That's not what I said. I mean, with the team that are in the whale, that Blake is gonna think that Yang's died.
Yeah.
But they either get out on time through one of the, like, side doors, the wings that we saw for the ships,
Yep.
or
Yeah.
Ozpin can basically create like a buffer, like a shield kind of thing around them.
Yeah.
So even if they were caught in it, but they did get Oscar, Ozpin could create that shield and, like, protect them. So, yeah. But the angst,
But
man!
the angst would be incredible. Like,
Think about the
for
angst.
everyone, like, because obviously, yeah, that is like 3 of all of the rest of the lads' best friends in there too.
4. Oscar,
4 and
too.
Oscar, yeah. Like, I mean, they probably don't know about Oscar being in there. They might just.
No, they wouldn't know.
They
so
would just
they'll
be like,
think
why are they
3.
going into a whale?
What did they think they were gonna accomplish going into this big fucking whale?
But yeah, that would be
Yeah,
so
and then the reunion
angsty.
would be so fucking good, right, Steph? Man.
Yeah.
I could eat this all day.
You could eat this all day. Yeah, I'm pretty, yeah, I don't think any of RWBY will actually die, but that would be such a good scene. Like, the angst would be so bad. Like, we know that they'll be okay, like, something will save them.
Yeah.
Presumably. But, yeah, the angst would be so... I hope they would never
They're
kill...
not gonna kill off, like, 3 or 4 of the main characters in a whale.
Not in the whale.
Like, they
They could kill one.
could get one,
Yeah.
but it's unlikely that it's gonna be any of the main 4.
Yeah. But the angst would be so real, and I really kind of want it to happen now, because I'm so here for the angst. And also, can you just imagine the shot, like, if they were still in the Schnee Manor, or anywhere, or in the
man.
sky, on the airship?
It doesn't matter where they are, because they'll see it.
Yeah, but the shot would be so good, because it would be a big wide shot, and then it'd be a really intense close-up.
Or what if they were, like, running to get it, and then they get blasted back?
I don't know,
And
man.
then Blake wakes up and realizes that Richard is, like, dead. And then she
she's
screams.
so sad, because Richard's dead.
And she screams in anguish because Richard is dead. Doesn't actually care about Yang.
Yeah.
Screams because Richard's dead.
Yeah, which is understandable, because it's pretty sad if Richard dies.
That's true. Ruby Silver Eyes would go fucking nuts
Yeah.
if she thought that her sister was dead.
Yeah.
I don't really want Richard to explode either. He is my son, but...
He's yet another son.
Richard, can you call Yang? Richard's like, sure, hold on a second, and explodes. Yeah, I can't believe that Bumblebee was actually about Richard.
Yeah. Yeah, I just want a there she blows shot as Richard explodes.
Where's Yang in the whale explosion? That whale?
Imagine. It would make no sense, but oh shit.
Richard's the whale. Just in case anyone doesn't know, we called the whale Richard before it had an official name.
Yeah.
So
Fuck.
I love how we're like angst, and then everyone's like, let's make this a comedy sketch.
Yeah, it could be so good. And then obviously, yeah, like, especially if any of the, it depends, I wonder if any of the Aesop's go in either, like.
Yeah. Well, like we were discussing earlier, like it's hard to even understand how the payload is actually going to be not only dropped off but detonated. Like, is it a remote control? Is it a timer bomb? Is it you hit the button and it explodes immediately? Like, it's really hard to figure out how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
So.
And I wonder if I do wonder if Winter would end up going in there too, because then that's major angst for Weiss too, or if it'll be that's how they find out, is through speaking with Winter, and it's like, oh yeah, they've all gone in there with a bomb.
Yeah.
And Weiss is just like, what? And
what?
then they look out and it's just bang.
Yeah, because I also saw another theory that's like, the time is up, but Winter and Marrow are like, well, we can't just bomb it. Like, we need to give them a chance to get out, so we might as well go in to drop off the bomb and try and get them out of there. We can't just let them die, because they're not heartless.
No.
Not those two.
No, those two are good boys at their core.
Yeah.
I don't know how, like, I have no idea how this is going to play out, and I can't believe we have to wait so long to find out.
What if Yang calls Blake before Richard explodes?
No. Because then the meme will be ruined.
No, but, like, what if it does happen and it's like the fall of Beacon when Blake phoned Yang and Yang was like, I have to go, and that was the last time they had, like, a normal conversation with each other until, like, 2 volumes later.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
I don't really know if I want that quite that, like, again, but I do want the...
But the sweet...
I love how this is just the angst stream now.
No! Jean being burned alive like Jean of Arc. No! No!
I kind of hope that Raven doesn't do a portal save, to be honest. I know that she can obviously just go where Yang is. I thought that would be hilarious in its own way. She's just like teleports into a whale with a bomb.
Yeah, and then she's just like,
what?
Question
like,
mark?
I mean, it was weird when I came and it was a train and you were fighting a little ice cream lady, but this is weirder.
Yeah.
This is
or
really
she
weird.
She goes back in and Yang is duking with the ice cream lady and she's like,
Again?
How often do y'all do this?
Yeah, imagine. You can just imagine the expression on Neo's face, just like... Really?
She just looks at her like...
Every time that she thinks that she's gonna finally get to, like, fight Yang properly and maybe stab her, and this fucking bitch shows up! Every time! You can just see the disgruntled expression.
Yeah.
Because Neo just does disgruntled so well.
She does. Especially in that Maria fight when she just did that kind of... What?
I'm going to be so surprised if Atlas doesn't fall at some point, though, in this volume. Like, it just... I know we talked about it literally
all
last volume, but I just still think it's going to happen. And I do think there is the potential that the teams might get split again at the end, just in a different way, depending on who's where.
Mom, it's not what it looks like.
Mom, it's not what it looks like. Yeah.
Raven comes through like, Ty told me that you were in love with a cat, girl. This is not a cat.
This is not a cat. Yes. Whew. More rat than cat, I'd say, for Neo.
I can't believe you just called my ice cream queen a rat.
Listen, I love Neo too, but it rhymes.
You just called her a rat!
She's a little rat baby.
No.
Oh, man. Yeah, who do you think is actually going to arrive? Like, with the broadcast, who do you actually think realistically will arrive in Atlas?
I think there is a possibility that Raven could show up if she is still around where Ty is, because Ty would tell her. I think we're definitely gonna see Glinda.
Yeah. Well, we already glimpsed her, so hopefully.
I feel like we're definitely gonna see Glinda. I feel like the Vacuole boys are too far away.
Too far, yeah.
So I don't think we're gonna see Sun and Neptune.
Yeah.
And then Menagerie is like so far away that I don't think we're gonna see Gira or Callie or Ilya.
Yeah.
So I definitely think the possibilities are Ty. Okay. Raven. Glinda.
Yeah.
Maybe Port and Oobleck?
Maybe. And also maybe Cordovan, just randomly.
Oh, that's right. That was my other wild card, Cordovan.
Yeah, with her with her new improved mech that can now fly and punch Richard in the face.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see the terracotta arcs because they don't seem like fighters.
No,
So-
not fighty. If Cordovan herself doesn't appear, she might send like a unit from Argus.
yeah.
She might send like a unit and be like, tell him Cordovan sent you.
They arrive like, for Cordovan!
Yeah. The penguin lads.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest.
Yeah.
She's close enough. She's the closest.
She is close enough.
And Atlas really do need backup at this stage. So.
Seriously need backup.
Adrian arrives to fight.
Oh yeah, I don't know where Team Coffee is. Are they in Vacuo? I know they're in Vacuo in the books, but I don't know when that's set.
It's set right now.
Is it set right now?
Sort
Okay.
of, yeah. Because Team Sun are there now. And
Yeah.
obviously that was like the end of Volume 5. Start of Volume 6 that they left to go to Vacuo.
That's right.
So it's like happening in tandem almost.
Right.
So I don't really know if they would leave.
I don't think Team Coffee will make it.
Yeah.
Like, because they are in Vacuo.
Yeah.
Maybe next volume, because they're now like, oh shit, everything looks kind of bad over
But then that's bad
Atlas.
too, because Tyrion and Mercury are going to
On
Vacuo.
their way.
So she maybe stay at Shade.
Yeah.
It would make more sense. Raven pulls Yang through a portal before the volume ends, and Ren and Emerald come with her. I don't really know if I want
Why
Spike
Blake and
like
Nora
that.
get stranded at the sea, Ruby and Sean get...
You're downvoting that theory.
Only because I just don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Like, theories are good, but I just don't see it happening.
Can't wait for the second half of the volume.
Yeah.
aka Avengers Endgame. I mean, that is kind of the mood. Like, ever since Eddie put that thing about this is the tame half, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Why can this be tame? Look at this. Look at Penny on our screen. That's not tame.
Yeah.
So-
Also, a friend tried to send a super chat, but it wasn't working for them, so sent over a coffee and just wanted to ask if we're both doing better. Says that they love us, and also my tiny hat.
They like your tiny hat. I'm glad. Your
tiny
your
hat.
it's actually perfectly it's so fucking weird. Wait. There we go. That makes me feel better because it really does look. It looks like we've
Photoshopped it.
photoshopped that in there.
Really
We
badly.
have imposed and masked in that hat above your head, and it looks.
Jessie, I don't like that the smile is upside down.
Stop upside down smiling.
I don't like it when you use smileys, whether they're right side up or upside down.
I just
'cause
love-
they scare me.
I just love that Jessie put the like low key smiley on the thing I said about cliffhangers for
And it had
the
like
episode.
15 quote retweets like, oh my god, we're going to die.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was quite a tame episode with like a really scary ending, but
I mean, it wasn't tame. It's just tame.
it's tame because Eddie said.
Yeah. We can consider it tame because of what we think now might be the second half of the volume. But it was not
Everyone
tame.
did be losing their damn minds.
Yeah.
Also, to friend, we are doing a lot better. Thank you.
What?
Friend that sent me the Twitter
Oh, yeah.
message.
I,
So we never
I
actually
highly doubt that Penny will survive this volume. I mean, she don't look good there.
She real don't look good there.
I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird if they killed her twice.
Yeah.
I don't.
Because we know that she can't be remade again.
Probably not. No, not without ya boy Pietro dying to do it.
Which is
probably.
like more angst than I
I mean,
can
he will
cope with.
definitely do it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we know if Neo's going with Cinder and the Hound to Watts.
Yeah, it's not been confirmed. All we know is that Cinder is going and also the Hound is going because it's kind of a race of who can get there first.
Yeah.
So, like, maybe Neo will go with Cinder.
But that feels like cheating a little bit.
Yeah.
So I feel like Neo's just going to be angst stomping around this whale, to be honest. And then she just turns around and it's just like Jean, Ren and Yang at the end of a corridor and she's just like tilts the head like,
Yeah.
"Ooh, okay."
Didn't expect to have so much entertainment on
Well,
such
she's
a boring
literally
night.
fought all of them, so, and kind of fucked them all over.
Well, she really fucked Ren up.
Yeah, so it might be quite fun for her to do that.
Very good.
But you know, with Cinder going to Watts, that means the potential for a Crow and Robin versus Cinder fight, which could be fucking cool.
The way that I am so excited for this potential.
Yeah. or it could be them versus the Hound. It could be crazy, and I'm very excited to see it because I actually don't know what the outcome would be. Because Syndra is injured, but she is still a maiden, and I feel like it's hard to compete with a maiden unless you are a maiden.
I'm just here to see Yang swan dive into the blowhole.
Far cry.
PJ, no!
Swan dive into the blowhole. Well, we did talk about Richard's like many orifices already quite a lot in this live stream. And yeah, it would be a real blowhole with the bomb. Fire in the hole, as they say. Ren might be able to see through Neo's illusions by sensing. That's true, because
that's true.
If she creates like duplicates or anything like that, it would be easy to see like that they don't have emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Or that Neo's emotions are quite distinctive and they're just like stabby.
Yeah. Her vibes are just murder.
Well, it's stabby and sad. Like that's it. It's red and blue.
It's sad cat and murder cat.
Yeah.
I don't know why everyone's a cat now, but they are.
Yeah, I was gonna say you called Ironwood a cat at the start of
Angie
this.
cat.
Angie cat.
And then we had Angie cat Yang and then sad cat Yang.
Yeah, your descriptors are all involving cats for some reason.
I just really want a cat, Kelly.
It's just your subtle messaging to me.
Yeah. Maybe if you think about cats enough, we'll get a cat.
It's so weird that this is like the last live stream for a while. Like I'm so used to it being like the last live stream of a whole volume. It's really weird that we're having such a long gap.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I'm like sad, but it's not also that sad because we're still going to get the whole second half.
I know, it's weird. It's like a really weird place to be with it right now.
Yeah.
Because it's like, yeah, it's kind of ending.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not ending, because we are going to get it. We just need to be patient.
Yeah. But I think that's probably a good point to end the stream anyway.
Yeah. But before, because I never showed Jorah.
Oh, we need to do your recap. Fuck.
Oh, fuck.
We haven't done your recap.
No.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jorah. How are you doing, baby?
Like, do you want me to get the screen grabs up for you?
Yes, please. Do you want to come up and say hi?
We're also not doing the trivia because Senny straight up forgot.
It's been a really stressful weekend.
It has been pretty stressful, so you are forgiven.
I think you are going to do some theory videos.
I do want to, yeah, because we'll have hopefully a little bit more time to edit, and I have some theories about Salem getting put in a vault and things about Whitley. Yeah, but we do need to do the rapid recap, but we will not be doing the trivia because, yeah, you forgot to do the questions, so... And I love how nobody in the Discord was like, Sandy's not asked for questions. Do you think she's forgotten? I mean, it should balance itself out. Like, it might just be that we have to, like, skip a...
I love how the hashtag right now is get Sandy a cat.
No.
The reason why Kelly doesn't want to get me a cat is
because Sandy gets enough pussy as is. Okay.
No, okay. No. The reality is I'm actually quite allergic to cats. But I'm convinced that if I have a cat, that I'll get over the allergy. But no, Kelly just had to really take it there, didn't she?
Yeah, you gotta go out with a Yang with the last stream for a hiatus, for a random mid-month hiatus.
Miyuki, just post one to me, Zwei style.
No, I'll die. Don't do it.
I'm not being serious. Don't do that.
Oh, I need to use your phone because I don't have mine to time it.
Oh, shit. Here. I'm not really a cat. I'm much more like a dog, actually.
That's true. You're really needy.
Loyal, needy, and likes pets.
That's true. That is true. You are much more dog-like in that sense. So you're very needy. So you can imagine.
Actually, is that a timer you need?
Yeah, I need a 1 minute timer. There you go. All right. This is as bad as the nip touch. Well, we're gonna do our rapid recap. Well, Sandy's gonna do her rapid recap of the episode, which will be the last one for like a month, which is real sad. But if you've not been here before for this, it basically Sandy recaps the events of the episode in 1 minute as best as she can, which is usually a disaster, but somewhat accurate. And
there's so much back and forth that this is...
Try not to get stuck on things. We thankfully don't have any Cinder or Neo for you to get stuck on this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it like this way so that... Because unfortunately, without the PC, the screenshots are a lot smaller, so it's really, really hard to, like, even try and make out what they are. So that I can scroll to make sure it's actually
It's fine, nobody can
proper.
tell, because the webcam's are way up there.
I know. But just in case they're like, why is she, like, over here?
Why is she there though?
Okay.
Alright, tell me when you're ready and I'll start the timer, and I'll give you your 30-second reminder so that I don't get moaned at. Oh my god. You drank that so weird.
I had to pick it up safely, but it's my dodgy arm. Leave me alone.
Right. Whenever you're ready, I'll start the timer. You ready?
Hang on, I'm trying to figure out how I'm gonna open this so that I don't get stuck.
You can do a really good job of opening it. You're gonna be fine. It's
Hang on, no.
fighting and shit.
Okay.
Are you ready? Oh god. Text's coming through on your phone.
Don't swipe it like that because you will open it. Just swipe it up. Or don't touch it.
It's gone.
Okay.
Alright, you ready? Alright, in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so we open it up with Atlas getting fucked up. Ironwood is like, get everyone to the subways, but Atlas is already fucked up. And then we cut to the ship, and it's Winter getting some information from Ironwood about what they're going to do, and Yang defies authority, as she continues to do. And we go into the whale, and Emerald is like... going to sneak in on the conversation, and Ozpin's just getting wide with Hazel, and then we go to the Schnee Manor and there's some really cool shots, and May's the MVP of this scene. There's nothing else needed really, and then we cut back to the scene with Ozpin and Hazel, and Oscar's like, let me take over. So then he takes over, tells him the password. Brain.
I couldn't even give you 30 seconds because I can't watch this. It's so painful.
I'm so stuck. I'm so stuck, and I don't even know how much time I have
Whitley,
left.
there we go. Your time's way up.
I didn't even know how much time I had.
Because I didn't want to interrupt you because you were so stuck.
That just goes to show how hard this weekend's been. I couldn't even make my brain operate with screenshots.
You know what's really funny?
What?
You couldn't think of the word whale, and it really broke the whole thing. You were like, the whale!
The whale!
The whale fucked it, man.
It really did.
So, I'm gonna say that was probably the poorest one. Because for some reason the word whale was really hard for you to find.
Listen, this has been a really hard week. I'm glad that it was entertaining, at least. Albeit not accurate, but entertaining.
It was all over the place.
I really can't wait to look back on this and realize, like, what the fuck happened. Because
your brain basically stopped, is what I gathered.
I mean, my brain doesn't work anyway.
Like, I feel like even with your 30-second reminder, there was no way of salvaging that. I could tell it was gone as soon as you went to the whale.
When was the 30 seconds?
It was after that, but
after
it was
the whale.
very close to when you did that, and I was like, she's fucked. It's game over.
Yeah.
Like, if you can't think of that word, it was just game over. the whale.
The whale!
Yeah.
It was very difficult, man.
Yeah, if anybody ever, like, wants to try and actually do it themselves, they'll realise it's quite difficult.
It's really... I did blue screen, PJ. You're so right. It's actually, like, really difficult. See, especially when it, like, zigzags all over the place, the way that this episode did. It's actually, like, super difficult to try and be, like, accurate with it.
You got thrown off by the whale for some reason.
Of the whale.
I don't know why
the whale!
I don't know why the word whale was so hard for you to grasp.
Do you know what was even worse was when I was going it just reminded me of that bit where it's like, the Grinch!
I couldn't even, like...
So, like, I was dying and also had Grinch references in my brain.
I also know that I wouldn't have been able to assist you because if I said whale, that wouldn't have actually probably helped you, really, because I feel like it would have just thrown you off more.
What's the picture above the Have You Seen Me one behind you?
What?
It's an Attack on Titan one.
What?
So
Which
we
picture?
have this poster of Will.
A whale?
Well, no, shut up. Of, from Stranger Things, and then it's
Titans.
Eren and Mikasa, is that right?
Yes,
yeah,
it is.
it is from Attack on Titan above it.
And the Mercury body pillow just creeping.
The Mercury body pillow here, this signed RWBY Gals, Blick and Yang, a nice Monty one that says create, inspire, keep moving forward. So yeah.
It's very, very fun. Well,
Someone said that you should clip it.
Clip what?
Joanne.
What, you going whale?
The whale.
The whale?
Yeah. Are you coming up? You want to come say bye?
Oh yeah, because we're going to be peacing out soon, so
Up you come.
we'll let you see Jorah, who's had a bath and a haircut in time for Christmas.
Come on, get your feet up. Yeah, there's a handsome boy.
Big yawn
There's
to
a
the stream.
handsome boy.
Oh, if he just came on and was just like... just Grimm goop comes out of his mouth. And just covers the webcam. Wow. He's really yawning. So Jorah, what were your thoughts on chapter 7? Did you...
Yeah, Jorah, tell us your thoughts on chapter 7.
I hope you guys just got some good sniffies ASMR there.
Look, Jorah, here. What's your opinion on chapter 7?
He has nothing.
Where's Mummy?
I have nothing to do with it. Oh, what an angel. He looks so soft.
He's really soft. You guys have no idea how soft he is.
Yeah. Everybody's just like, yeah.
Jorah actually just made me yawn.
Jorah, that's rude.
Everyone said that you were really well spoken. Those speech lessons that we've been doing with you have really been going good.
Yeah, well, he certainly speaks better than you.
He
The
does.
whale.
Honestly, Jorah could have
Jorah could
done
have...
a better job.
Oh, the whale.
He's a pointer poodle cross.
Yeah.
And he's very handsome.
Alright. We should probably peace now, though.
Are
Which
we
is
gonna
sad, because it's going to be a wee while till we stream again. But if you haven't seen our reaction to Chapter 7, it's on Patreon, but it will also be up on YouTube next weekend, which is Christmas. If you can really call it Christmas.
Well, it'll be Boxing Day, right?
Yeah, it will be Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, if you can really call, like, anything
Yeah,
next
you
weekend.
can really call this a Christmas break.
Yeah. So that should be fun. But we'll maybe try and do a live stream in January at some point, just to kind of pass over the gap. And also we are planning to react to something else in the meantime. I just need to actually
Figure it out.
organise that.
And also he is called Jorah because of Jorah Mormont.
Because he is an old man.
Because he's an old man and he has a big beard.
And
He's so cute.
he's so soft. But yeah, I also will maybe try and do some theory videos, because we have theories about what's going to happen next. But also make sure you follow us on Twitter, where we just usually ramble about crap anyway to do with RWBY.
Yeah, I retweet a lot of art if you like that. So, yeah. Our socials are just down here. There we go.
Jorah's like, here.
Thanks for the encouragement. Oh, it's so yawny.
I tell you, Goop's
Our
gonna...
Twitters are right here. So
Grimm
you can
Goop
follow us both
coming
here.
out of that mouth, man.
And if you would like the RWBYs, it's right here. That's the best place to go.
That's the best place. Like, Penny's reaching out. She's just telling you to...
The poll for the next series that we're going to be reacting to is on Patreon. Am I right? What tier?
I mean, I still have work as well, even though we're technically going back into a lockdown, like, because they're not shutting down businesses. I still have to work.
Poodles are not small dogs. Toy poodles are small dogs, but poodles are big dogs.
Yeah, I'm really not looking forward to, like, having to work, but actually getting not like a proper break at Christmas, because we can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Sucks.
It's gonna be pretty shite.
Or see anybody. It really sucks. This year just sucks.
Yeah.
Hopefully better next year. Alright. Shall we peace?
Yeah. Sorry for blowing up your timeline with art.
It's good art, to be fair.
It is good art.
Usually you shame yourself in your tastes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, you gonna
Jorah,
flip it?
do you wanna say
are you
goodbye?
are you gonna flip us out?
Jorah, flip side us.
Oh yeah, have a Merry Christmas actually, I just realised.
Oh yeah, God. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a really nice New Year too, because we probably won't do anything between now and then. So.
Yeah, we're just gonna linger.
Yeah.
You'll
find us on Twitter.
I might get the new Assassin's Creed because I didn't expect to not be able to do literally anything, so maybe I'll get that.
Yeah. Jorah, say Merry Christmas. I'm a Christmas boy.
He's just a dog. He's not a Christmas dog. He's a
Christmas
regular dog. Look at that face.
Say bye-bye, Jorah.
Oh.
He's probably looking at us on the screen like, what?
He probably is like, what the fuck? There's 4 of them.
Have lovely holidays, guys. I know not everyone celebrates Christmas, but have a wonderful break if anyone does get anything. And yeah, we will see you on the flip side, whenever that will be.
Yeah.
So keep safe. We love you lots. And we will see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm gonna end the stream with the
End
big
that
button.
stream.
Biggest button in the game.